Chapter 21. My take on MLM companies. Okay, let me be perfectly clear. I am never against any means of getting your hustle on. Getting money and vision seen through is everything to me. As you begin getting out into the world on your journey of entrepreneurship, you're going to come across many different types of people who are going to try and sell you on MLM businesses. If you don't know what MLM stands for, it stands for multi-level marketing. It's an actual company that brings you on their platform. Within their platform, you can in turn bring other people on under you, and they pretty much do the same exact thing. With these transactions being done under you, you get a profit or a gain. The best thing I see about these companies is that they have a hustler culture. True indeed. Also, they're good for networking. But those are about the only two good things I can personally say about them myself. Again, I don't have nothing against these type of companies because there is some good to them for particular people. But if you have your own idea, your own business set up, then stay away from these companies and any advice that you should join. Let me explain. I had several friends who are a part of different types of MLM companies. They all tried to sell me on them and I resisted every single time. The first reason I have is more of a pet peeve, but it's still a factual reason. Any business that tells you to go and recruit your friends so that you can eventually make a profit is a fucked up platform if you ask me. It doesn't add up to me. What it says to me is that I have to bring you my personal contacts so that you can make money off them essentially. It just sounds like to me that you're exploiting my personal network that I have to use my own contacts to make money. The thought of it made me seem like I would be hustling my own friends. I didn't like that. If I would be involved with my friends, it would have to be another reason. Even in my own business, I never try to sell my friends on anything. Why? Because they are my friends. I don't want to bombard them with stuff that isn't what our relationship stands on. It's like that annoying friend who just started a business. Let's say it's a car detailing business. And every time you see this guy, he's always trying to get you to say yes to a car detail. It's like, dude, shut up. That's what your friends will be thinking. They don't want to tell you that because you're friends. When they see you, they want to talk about fun things, life things, friend things. So leave them alone with trying to sell them because that's not what they are friends with you for. They are friends with you because they like you, not your businesses, not your success. They just like you. You see, when you have a new business, I say don't try and sell your friends or expect your friends to actually buy into your business because they personally know you. I'm not saying don't do business with them. I'm saying don't try and sell them. Let them come to you on their own, because if you try to sell them and guilt them to buying from you, and when it goes bad, I would imagine you're probably going to hear about that for the rest of your life. That's why the good old saying, don't mix business with pleasure exists. Like I said, I'm not indicating to never do business with your friends. It's just too many reasons that trying to sell them would add unneeded difficulty to the relationship. Anytime you involve money into a situation, it stands a chance to get difficult. Now I said that it's more of a pet peeve, so let me continue to explain. There was this one time I had a friend who was in the MLM group World Ventures. For the sake of any negativity, I won't mention his name at all. But this particular group was buzzing all throughout the city. They were having meetings everywhere and taking over place by place. Shout out to the success of that company, by the way. But anyways, my one friend who I looked up to and always will because of his effect on my life, he ended up getting me to one of those meetings unwillingly. We would often link up and talk about positive things in business while smoking some good old ganja. This one time we linked up and that's all I had planned was to do just that. Smoke good and talk good. So he's like, yo, I'm about to go and talk with some other business guys and chill out and whatnot. These some real successful guys too. And I had the time, so I figured, why not? So we ride out there and it's out in the boonies too, so I can't even call somebody to pick me up if I wanted to. While riding, we're talking and whatnot, doing what we do. We pull up to this house and I noticed there's a lot of cars there. It was a nice house too, by the way. And I'm thinking to myself, this is no casual group of business guys meeting up. This was a damn World Ventures meeting. Man, my blood boiled up at this point. But I was out in the boonies, so I had to hold my composure. I asked him if we were at a World Ventures meeting, and he basically told me yes, but try to still dress it up like it was something else. At this point, I had no choice but to go in. Needless to say, I ain't like it. I mean, I still mingled around and talked with all the people there, but I was pretty pissed on the inside. I even remember during their presentation, one of the guys took a direct shot at me and insinuated that you can try to be cool in the back with your hoodie on and not be into it. I literally was the only person wearing a hoodie. That was so whack to me, I thought. Another thing I noticed was how the higher ups of this particular group had printed off checks from their bank accounts and was showing them off to everybody in this "you can get this too" fashion. I mean, to me, I'm like, man, if these idiots don't see they getting hustled, they sure enough better join because they getting suckered and don't even know it. I hated every moment of that meeting. Maybe it was because I knew I already didn't want anything to do with it because I was working on my own thing. Or maybe it was because my friend hustled me into doing something I don't want to and ended up wasting my whole Saturday evening. Either way, I wasn't feeling it. So that's the first reason of why I'm no fan of MLM groups. Their whole existence is to begin with your own network of friends and associates. I don't want to try and sell anything to my friends, let alone hustle them like this guy did me. He literally lied to me and made me feel like I was going to go and soak up some game with some established individuals who were living how I wanted to. Nope, that wasn't it at all. He hustled me into going to a damn MLM meeting that I made ultra clear that I didn't want to be a part of. But no, my one friend doesn't represent the whole organization. It's just my personal example. I say, don't sell your friends. Let them come to you just like the rest of your customers. The second reason why I don't think MLM companies are a good idea if you're doing your own thing is that it's not your own business. They often try to sell you on the fact that you're running your own business. Yes, you are to some extent, but not hopefully. If you're running your own business, you are solely responsible for its existence and its downfall. Again, let me be clear. I'm not bashing them. I'm just pointing out my own reasons. If that company does something bad or whatever and shuts down, so does your business that you're making through them. Also, you're limited in what you can do. They might say there are no limits, but there are. You can't add any new products unless it's done by them. You can't add any new services unless it's done by them. Get the point? So yes, if you want to be in business and have no idea what you want to do or like at all, go right ahead. It's actually really good for that, for not so savvy business people to begin doing business-like things. However, if you have your own thing going, do yourself a favor and save the time and the money. These groups will try to convince you that you can do both, but in actuality, you're going to spread yourself thinner by having obligations to them. There will be time and financial obligations that you have with them. And if you're chasing your own thing, that's pretty much counterintuitive to what you're doing. If you're reading this and you've been a part of an MLM, or for whatever reason you find what I'm talking about making you angry, relax. They are just my thoughts. Everybody has their own reasons why they like or dislike something. But regardless, I know my thoughts are valid, just like your opposing thoughts. So those are my thoughts on MLM companies. Stay away from them if you're doing your own thing. They will likely take you off your course and delay your success. However, if you're dying to be a part of anything that is business-like, go ahead. You're going to learn more than you would if you spent your time doing nothing. Take lessons from them and keep it moving.